That's Abigail.
Welcome to the podcast, guys.
Do you think that you're like a really weird person if you don't like cuddles?
I think cuddles are important for life.
Cuddles are important for life. How can
But
you say...
not forever.
No, not forever. But what
You
do you
need
mean
to
half an
cuddle.
hour?
Hey.
What do you mean?
You cuddle until it becomes, your arm starts dying, and then it's like, okay,
No,
get out of here, please.
First of all, that's such an amateur move. Listen, when you're cuddling,
snap.
right? See now, like whoever is the big spoon, you put the arm under, and then the curve of the neck is over here. So you're not, your arm isn't dying.
It
These
still
are
gets
just
tired.
These are excuses.
It still just gets tired.
These are excuses.
Gets tired.
Don't cuddle with Oni. Oni.
I'm a great cuddler. Sana.
But you don't know the technique to
I'm
not kill your arm.
efficient. I'll cuddle you to sleep, babe.
So that I can move. You are welcome to the Why Do We Put. Did you already say welcome?
I said welcome, but I didn't say to what.
Are you going to say your name?
Be like our neighborhood.
Welcome to the neighborhood. Sorry. Welcome to the Why Do We Do It podcast. This is Abby. You okay.
This is Dr. Dre.
No, it's
I'm
not.
a billionaire.
No, if you're a
Suck my
billionaire,
billions.
we wouldn't. What? So, today,
Yes.
what we're talking about is cancel culture.
Woo! The most favorite thing in the world.
I mean, the most favorite thing in the world is like democracy and Kenyan politics. But while we're on the subject of cancel culture,
Yeah.
do you listen to R. Kelly music frequently?
No.
Why?
Because I can't reconcile the idea of R. Kelly being a child abuser and molester and him making his music. Because especially for him, his music was very
Directed.
The lyrics said everything that he was doing.
Age ain't nothing but a number.
Verbatim.
He said when he married Aaliyah when she was 12.
Yeah. While he's marrying her at 13, 14,
13, 14, yeah.
he's thinking that age ain't nothing but a number.
Yeah.
That's not a good guy.
He was 23. I think he was like 23, 24 at that time.
Yeah.
So
and now
do
he's in
you-
his 40s.
So do you listen to Chris Brown?
Yes.
But Chris Brown beats women.
Consistently.
Yes, consistently. The consistently true. I understand. I can understand how that one you can like kind of weigh the difference, but
Yeah.
he is a consistently violent person. And he did a really shit show in Mombasa. I can't believe I fucking drove all the way. Fuck that nigga, man.
Wash. Sorry, I was just sneezing. You know, the Rona.
You have corona.
Yeah, the wash.
Don't say such jokes, by the way. I've already
I
had
don't have the
corona
Rona.
test.
I don't have
And
the
the only
Rona.
reason I survived is because I suck dick. Let me tell you something. They really shove that thing deep up. Okay? I'm just saying. Let's not joke about corona. Wear your masks, everybody.
Wear your
hands.
mask. Wash your hands.
So you listen to Chris Brown.
Yes.
And you know he's consistently violent.
Yes.
So how do you decide that you're going to cancel R. Kelly, but you're not going to cancel Chris Brown? Is it because R. Kelly has been doing it since he was 23? Because they're both consistently abusive.
I feel like R. Kelly is in his own league to begin with, but
Who else is in that league? Do you listen to Michael Jackson?
not particularly.
You don't? Sorry. Woo.
Like generally, yeah, but not particularly. Like this week is Michael Jackson.
Okay. So if Chris Brown came to Kenya, you would go to his concert? No? Okay.
That's
So-
pushing it. I'll watch his YouTube video
Do you listen to Sauti Sol?
sometimes.
Do you listen to the tracks that they did that Jaaz Odongo produced?
I don't know which songs Jaaz Odongo produced, so I'm at this point willfully ignorant.
Does it make a difference to know that they worked with him? Like, would it make a difference if they worked with him now that everyone knows that he's an abuser? Or rather, there are allegations of abuse, whatever you want to call it. Like,
They're allegedly.
do you think allegations mean they probably did it if it's like many babes? Like, is this a Bill Cosby thing all over again where, like, when one babe says it and it's stifled, there has to be like 46 other babes who come and say it for it to be valid, regardless of the fact that a babe has been saying it? Because people had been accusing Bill Cosby. Am I talking too fast again?
Yeah, slow down, kiddo.
Okay, people had been accusing Bill Cosby from time. Like,
Yeah.
so, but it had to be like a snowball effect of like many, many women. Why does it have to be many, many women? Like, would it make a difference to you if Sauti Sol still worked with Jaaz now? Like, does it make a difference to you that like Patricia Kihoro and Brenda Wairimu and Muzoni, the drama queen, and Trina Mungai, still work with like Jaaz and Nick Mutuma and all these people who have accusations against them?
I don't know if I can say it bothers me, but it's, for me, I take it as two things. Either you're willfully ignorant or you know and you don't care. So, especially because of the way the creative industry is set up in this country, I can't really blame some of these people for continuing to work with these abusers because they're protecting their own interests.
The choices are limited.
Yeah, your choices are limited. If you want someone who's good at something, some people are the only option. It's a fucking travesty that they're also linked with so many cases of abuse and have so many accusations against them. So by by virtue of them being good, it's a double-edged sword.
Yeah, because Jaaz is really good. It's like how you can be a rapist but a good producer. Oh wait, yeah. But like,
it's a thing. Yeah, there's more than one side of a person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But how do you cancel effectively then? Okay, Sawa, we'll unfollow him on Twitter. Woo!
I don't know if canceling is as effective as people think it is. But I don't know what the alternative is either.
Because Jaaz hasn't said a damn thing. Okay, as of this recording,
yes,
Jaaz has not addressed anything whatsoever about how he feels about the allegations, what he's going to do in the future. Meanwhile, Nick Mutuma released a statement saying...
A non-statement?
I'm not perfect.
It's a non-statement. You've
You
been
know what my
accused of
difficulty
X,
is also?
and you're saying... You're beating around the bush to say...
I'm not perfect.
To insinuate that you're innocent.
I
It's
can't
very
believe
simple to
people
say
are doing these-
I did not do the things I've been accused of.
Yeah.
Or to say that I did and
Let's work with that.
Yeah. Either way, this half statement is not fooling anyone, I don't think.
Do you think we give...
Okay, I think some people are being fooled, but that's a different story.
Do you think we give pretty people different privilege
Of course,
when they do bad things?
100,000%.
Let me tell you, I think Nick Mutuma is fine. I think he's a bad actor, but...
He's fine as well.
Wow.
1,000%. If this is the first time you're noticing it.
I don't even like light dudes. That's Kylie's thing. Like, oh, God. So cute. And then he's like tall. Wow. But like, if he's an abuser, pretty or people who have utility, yes, like use, like they have use in your life.
They have use generally.
They have use generally, like they're assisting your career.
Something they do
is useful to you.
Value,
yeah.
either to you or to the society, and therefore we are willing to overlook
exactly
stupidity, negativity, abuse, whatever the case may be.
What's that guy
so
called?
Like,
Harvey Weinstein.
Yeah. You're like, what we do in the industry, actually, as someone in the supposed industry, that is what we do. We're like, okay, this guy has loose fingers, but I need this job and he's going to further my career, so I'll continue to work with him. Or this woman is really emotionally manipulative and never pays anyone on time and is actually a horrible person, but she works for one of the biggest like production companies for TV, so I have to stay here to further my career and write, Yeah. Or Gandhi, he's saving India and also sleeping in the same bed with 9-year-old girls. You're like, Like, cause
it's like, yeah, what do you do?
So is that everyone? Like, is everyone in a position of power generally like using their power badly? Because it feels like
for me, in democracy, in the way democracy is built in the 21st century, it's always advantageous for abusers of power and people who are generally deviant.
Yeah.
When you
think
of a politician,
before you have the power?
No.
You think like,
politics has a certain effect on people?
Because I don't feel like Jeffrey Epstein just like became... Ben is shaking.
No, him is a deviant.
Ben, what did you want to say? Power just reveals who you really are. So you were always that guy? Yeah. Power just reveals who you are.
Your true colors.
Because I find it very hard, like with Jeffrey Epstein, for example, and I can't watch that thing. You know how like there's some things I'm never gonna watch. I'm never gonna watch Surviving R. Kelly. I'm never gonna watch Surviving Neverland. I'm never watching that Jeffrey Epstein thing because I'm just like, this is stuff that has been being done to women.
Yeah.
from Kitambo, and I don't need
From
to actually see the
days.
I know, I'm a woman. I'm very, very, very aware. I'm not even safe around uncles, much less far away for Jeffrey Epstein. But like, it's so hard for me to believe that Jeffrey Epstein by himself, at his big age, somehow managed to find a bunch of other white men who liked doing the same thing that he did. Like, and then they do it together. And then they
Yeah.
find a babe, Ghislaine, who is recruiting the babe. Like, what?
What's going on?
You have to have been like that from a young age.
That one is, I think, also there's something to be said about negative reinforcement. It's like if you hang out with people who think a certain way, a certain dickheads, and then your dickheadness and their dickheadness, if you add two dickheads together, you get triple the dickhead. It's not even two times.
Like a Saints
like
rugby captain.
Woo! Andy was great. I love you, Andy.
I said Saints rugby captain. Andy was a rugby captain.
Andy was a rugby captain.
Me, I was thinking of the other famous ones. The ones who got on TV.
Andy, I love you. Me, I don't know what I'll be saying.
Those guys. Jonathan is so nice. Jonathan is so nice.
What was I saying?
You were saying when two dickheads get together.
Yeah, when two dickheads get together, it's an exponential multiplication. Now you're multiplying the factors exponentially. It's like if you add 2 and 2, it becomes like 5 dickheads. If you add 3, that's like 15 dickheads already. It's like it's too many.
We're like a rape gang.
So you reinforce each other's behavior, bad behavior, and they keep growing like that until you're getting to 45 years old and you're seeing people behaving like they're teenagers still.
I want to take you back to something you said about how you don't think that cancel culture is the way forward. Well, I agree with you in some respects with that statement. I disagree as well. So I agree because sometimes it seems like we unfollow people on Twitter and we feel like that's enough, and it's not, right? I disagree with you when you say cancel culture is not enough because sometimes the only actions that people can do is canceling them on Twitter and doing stuff like that. So, for example, Patricia Kira has released a statement, right, today, as of this shooting, and she was like, I'm not working with these guys anymore. Because she's like a powerful player in an industry that will listen to her.
Exactly.
Like they want
influence.
Exactly. She is of utility. So if other people of utility choose to not use this person who is of utility, I think that version of cancel culture is efficient. The problem is also because the industry is so small and webbed together. And I think that just because we know that Nick and Jaaz have allegations, it's not like they're the only ones.
Yeah.
It's like
it's definitely not just the two of them, obviously.
It's like when R. Kelly was doing his thing, see his managers,
his
brothers,
peeps, the parents of these kids.
The parents of Aaliyah's uncle is the one who brought Barry, the one who's been holding all her records, is the one who brought Aaliyah to R. Kelly. Like he didn't
It'd be your own.
It'd be your own. So if people of utility will cancel the person and actively cancel and refuse to work with and write down a database of people who you should be working with, like Mutuma the drama queen is doing.
Yeah.
I think that version of cancel culture is useful.
Yeah. I think where I take issue with cancel culture is often it manifests as just people making wild accusations and without verification, people jump for the jugular of someone else.
Oh, so like when like with a shark and with blood in water and it just turns into a feeding frenzy.
And sometimes you find it's bullshit, sometimes it's not. But all the times I'm like, but why didn't you just verify this information before you
share it? Can you give me an example of that? Like
no,
when people are like I mean Twitter is an example. Sorry?
Huh? Aziz Ansari. All right, that's a good example.
He did do some. It was weird. It was a weird situation.
It was a bad sexual experience.
It was a bad sexual experience. So
but it was painted like assault.
It was painted like assault. I still can't categorically say that it was not assault because I also feel like the way that came out into the press was weird.
Yeah.
I feel like the story was weird. Not that I expect victims to like properly remember every single thing that happened to them in the assault, but like it was just very strange, and I can't like with like a clear conscience watch as is because I don't know what happened, but I don't think we can know what happened. Do you know what I mean? And I don't know if that is why people have to keep coming out, because it's like people don't believe assault victims unless we're 20. You know what I mean? Like, if it's just one, that one can be swept under the rug. Did R. Kelly only pee on one babe? That one. Like in the Boondocks episode. You know that? That was Boondocks is amazing. Yeah.
Boondocks
like,
is amazing.
Boondocks is amazing.
Shout
And,
out
like,
to Regina King.
Yes.
Blah, 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 blah.
I still have to watch
Gangster.
Watchmen. I keep
Oh, you
forgetting.
haven't watched
I know,
Men
I know.
of the Watchmen.
I haven't.
Whoa, whoa.
But my watch begins now.
Whoa.
I'm
Whoa,
so sorry. I
whoa.
know.
There's another chocolate brother in that movie.
I'm
You're
to
gonna
enjoy
like
it.
him, Sana.
I'm ready.
And he's Mr. What's the face? The blue guy.
Yes, the blue guy.
Do you know who the blue guy is?
Yes, I know who the blue guy. See, it's the same as the movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
The blue guy is a black guy now.
Okay, I'm ready.
Mm.
You know who?
Yeah, yeah.
You know what's a
Wait.
terrible show? Yes, the guy from Aquaman.
Yes, that's
Yes,
the one.
Black
Manta.
Manta, yeah. Manta, yes.
Mm. Black Manta. He's Black
You know
Manta.
what's a really bad black show that Kelly's making me watch? It's called it's not bad. It's just like random. Black Lightning. Have you seen it?
No, I can never watch that thing with those leathers.
So
It
someone,
looks like a Pimp My Ride episode.
Yes.
I can't do it.
So there was
I
an
can't
episode,
do
we
it.
were watching it, and then someone came into the room. Who came into the room? And said it was a Tyler Perry movie. Like, why does it look like a Tyler Perry movie? Diana. I was just like, by the way, it looks like a Tyler Perry superhero movie. I mean,
I can't do it.
it was,
I
sorry, I
cannot
really
do
gotten
it.
derailed. Sorry, black superheroes.
Aye.
Back to, yes, so in the Boondocks episode, when they're talking about how the black community generally exalts, like, our icons to the point that they can
They're
do no wrong.
infallible.
So, like, for example, you know, Tiger Woods and cheating, Kobe Bryant and cheating, Bill Cosby and his allegations, R. Kelly and his, like, we generally, like, refuse that these people can do it.
I think also there's some embedded trauma in the fact that black people have been oppressed for so long that you hate to see one of your icons fall. But we're rapidly approaching the place where we might acknowledge that they're icons, but everybody needs to be held accountable. No one is above human. We are all human beings, and we should all be held accountable for the things we do, especially when it's some heinous shit.
So, I mean, you know people who know Jaaz.
Yeah,
Do you talk to them about it? I mean, if we're talking about holding people accountable,
yeah.
are you going to be like, you know you're friends with a fucking rapist, right?
I mean, everybody who I know who knows Jaaz has known Jaaz for a long time.
So they know that he's this guy.
If they've heard the allegations, I feel like
No, Jaaz has had allegations from 10
Yeah,
years.
yeah.
So they know.
Yeah.
Okay, so when we're talking about accountability, what do these steps look like for people who are like us, who have no, like, we're 2 degrees of separation from the person? What does that look like? Like, I'm your friend, I'm
Yeah.
friends with Jaaz. We're having a conversation.
Yeah. I generally tend to avoid people who associate with Jaaz. And for me, my beef with Jaaz came from a long time ago. Yeah. Who do I hang out
It's
with?
okay,
Who
we'll talk after the show.
associates- My beef with Jaaz came from Kitambo, but
From different things.
from different things.
Yeah.
But it's that fundamental clash of personalities that just put me off him completely. And then when this stuff came out, I was just like, that doesn't sound far off. I have no proof.
Yeah.
I have no knowledge of whatever transpired, but whatever I've heard sounds just like the man them.
I mean, I don't know any babes who are like, what?
Oh no.
He's a what?
Was
I'm
it
so
him?
surprised.
No,
Which
no
is why
shots.
I'm just like, okay, so these people have been allowed to thrive in these
Yeah,
circumstances.
absolutely. Because of utility. If you look a certain way, or if you provide a certain service and people find you useful and valuable, they'll protect you.
You still haven't
Either
told
through
me,
ignorance or through actual, willful, culpable assistance.
you still haven't told me like what the cancellation culture that is effective looks like.
I have no idea.
Okay.
That's what I led with.
Okay.
I don't know if this
But
is
you don't
the
think
way.
this one
I
okay,
don't
okay,
know.
Okay.
I don't know if it's the way, because sometimes it turns ugly when it doesn't need to.
Yeah.
But also, so far, there's a lot of effective shit that has come from it.
I mean, I think a lot of it has to start from a feeding frenzy. Like, so for me, I'm just like, if the dude did the things, and there are many people who say that he did the things, and there is evidence that other people knew that he did the things, I'm just like, burn the whole motherfucker down.
Burn
Not the
it.
person,
Burn
right?
it.
But like, if there's gonna be a feeding frenzy, let it be a motherfucking feeding frenzy. Because like, Like, I don't understand this sympathy that we have for, oh my
Oh, yeah,
gosh, his
no.
career.
Nah, I don't give a fuck
Bill
about that.
Cosby's about to retire.
I always
Can
hear
you
that
make him go to
his
jail?
career nonsense. I'm like, I don't care about his career. What about
Yeah.
the lives of the people affected?
Sorry, Ben, did you want to say something? You spread your arms. Okay, like Christ the Redeemer.
Spread the arms like an eagle.
Oh, wow.
Habib, is that you?
Wow. I think
Smash.
there has to. I'm okay with the feeding frenzy. Like, even if you look at the number of people who lie about the allegations, yes, there are
Yeah,
people who lie
obviously.
about the allegations.
Yeah, yeah.
But the number of people
It's not
who are
comparable.
not lying, the number of people who are actually victims.
No,
it's
that's
just
why I
like-
understand. It's like you might have sympathy for a small minority of the people, but I think it's more important to have empathy for the people who are, victims of violence and other, sexual forms, atrocities.
Yeah,
I lost
actually,
words.
What you just said is excellent. Like, it's entirely possible to have sympathy for these people who are losing that, because I think that's also what Nick was playing on his statement. He was like,
oh,
these
they're
last
just
couple
trying
of
to tear me
days
down.
have been really hard.
Blah, blah,
It's- And
blah.
I'm like, and I
It's
totally
like, fam, we had
sympathize.
nicknames from you since days.
It's true. It's true. There were nicknames.
Hey.
And so, like, if nicknames.
Ah,
and so, like,
because his
while-
name is Nick.
So, while it's entirely possible to have like sympathy for the dude whose life has been ruined, my ability
Not
to
even just the
sympathize
dude who's
with
been
you-
ruined. Is some people get ruined for false accusations. Those ones you can have
That's
sympathy,
true. Those
but
ones
they're
you can
not
have-
even the
No,
majority.
but they're not the
So
majority.
we're discussing now the actual reality of the situation.
And also, if you wanted me to take this into consideration about your life, maybe you should have taken into consideration
The lives of the others.
Before you
Yes,
did some dumb
exactly.
shit, right?
Because sometimes these guys people who are abusers want to frame words in very positive ways. Like, oh, my life has been affected. I feel like this. I feel like, hey, what about the people you abused? People who are scarred for life by you.
I mean, I
What
think
about
also-
them? What about their feelings?
I think we also do a lot in terms of like we castigate Kenyan people who are a lot closer to us than like Hollywood people.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it's not like people have
It's
stopped
easy to
watching
tear
Harvey
down
Weinstein
people over
movies
here.
or Woody Allen movies.
It's
Things
because
like
they're not
that.
being produced anymore, so
They are. Woody Allen just did a movie.
not really at the Weinstein.
Miramax. Oh, because he paid some money and his name got taken off the partnership. But I mean, off the like,
He also lost his shares, though.
okay.
Like,
Harvey
it's out,
Weinstein
out.
has been making movies for so long.
Yeah.
He's losing his shares. It's not a punishment.
No, it's not.
Anyway, you guys, tell us if you're still listening to R. Kelly or Chris Brown or watching Nick Mutuma films or listening to Jaaz Odongo music or hiding abusers or perpetuating it by being their friends and not calling them out. Because I think at the very least,
Yeah,
your
call them out.
responsibility as a friend is to call them out.
You must make your stance known.
Yeah. Just like also don't abuse people.
Yeah,
Wear
that's
masks,
I think
wash
the
your
most
hands.
obvious solution.
Yeah.
Simplest, actually.
Just don't abuse
Don't
people.
abuse.
Anything other than
It's
an
like magic.
enthusiastic yes is not a yes.
Yeah.
Just like
Don't fuck with maybes and no's.
no, like
nah,
I don't
nah,
feel
nah.
like maybe later convince me.
Leave it
no,
alone.
Just like leave it alone, which is like unfortunate. There's like fun in the game of seduction where you're just like okay, gosh, and that's fun,
Yeah.
but we can't afford that like
Nah.
anymore.
Leave
Just
that
like,
for people who you have, repeated history with.
And even with the repeated history, like when someone tells you not to, just like stop.
Yeah, breathe.
Doesn't matter how long you've known. Like it doesn't matter. Let me tell you, if my mother told me to. Anyway, the point is
Stop
stop.
when you hear no.
Yes. All right, guys. Subscribe. Can they subscribe?
They can.
Oh, subscribe to the podcast.
Sure.
On Anchor.
We're trying to bring video back one day.
We're trying to bring video back one day.
Yeah.
Thank you for being.
If
my
you want to give us
teleprompter.
money for that,
That too.
please, thanks.
Yeah. That's
Ah,
when
yeah.
we have said an enthusiastic yes to. You see, that is what consent looks like. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.